Hello all, it's Miss Miller's Math Time. I'm looking at another problem here in Desmo, actually in Delta Math. All right, we're gonna actually look at this one together. This is a very interesting problem. I'm gonna take my camera out just a tad bit. All right, it is y equals to x squared minus 8x plus 7. All right, when we look at this problem, the problem is asking us to use the graph to determine the vertex of the parabola. All right, so I'm going to use complete the square. We could use negative b over 2a. The last video showed you negative b over 2a. So this video, I'm going to actually use complete the square. So we have x squared minus 8x plus 7 equals to 0. Now, the first thing we're going to do, since we already have it set equal to 0, is change the constant to the other side of the equation by subtracting 7 to both sides. In doing so, we have x squared minus 8x plus blank equals to negative 7 plus blank. Remember, we've always set it up this way. So we know whatever we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other. And whenever we move a term, we also change the sign. So since 7 was positive over here, we moved it to the other side and made it negative. All right. In other words, mathematically, we subtract 7 to both sides. So now we want to have a perfect square trinomial. You know, guys, we've been studying perfect square trinomials. That's why it's important that we know our perfect squares. So let's look at how to create a perfect square trinomial. I know that half of 8, negative 8, is negative 4. So let's just go ahead and say x minus 4 squared, because that's how we're going to factor that perfect square trinomial. Then negative 4 squared is 16. So we just do it to both sides. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we must do to the other. That's very important. So the reason we know this is a perfect square trinomial, because this is a perfect square, this is a perfect square, and the square root of 16 is plus or minus 4. But since the 8 was negative, it's x minus 4 squared. Amazing job, guys. Equals to negative 7 plus 16. Now, negative 7 plus 16 equals to 9. We're doing this all without a calculator. Now, is 9 correct? Yes. But now let's put it in vertex form. It's just changing the 9 to the other side of the equation. And remember, when we change sides, since it's positive over here, it will turn to negative on the other side. The vertex is 4, negative 9. Let's check it in Desmos. I've already included this in Desmos. There we go. Now we're in Desmos. That equation is there. And when we check it in Desmos, we see that the vertex is 4, negative 9. When I look for my two zeros, I have 1 and 7. So let's just check. It's more than one way you can solve this, but the fastest way, in my personal opinion and professional, is to factor. Whenever you can factor an equation, it's always faster. Since 7 is prime, it only has 2 factors of 1 and itself. So let's just write 7 and 1. Doesn't matter which order. So now we have to get negative 8. So in order to multiply to get positive 7, both sides have to be negative or positive. But since the 8 is negative, a lot of you have used this method. 7, 8, 1, and 7. They both have to have a sign of negative inside of the parentheses, equals to 0. This is 7 and 1 are my zeros. Another name for zeros is roots or solutions or x-intercepts when you use an ordered pair. I will post this to my website, to my blog, hopefully to see you guys soon. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in Delta Math, but we have to find the other 2 important points. I know my vertex was negative 4, positive 4, negative 9. So I need to slide down just a tad bit. 4, negative 9. I'm almost in the right spot. My eyes want to play tricks on me. Okay, the vertex. And I know that one of the zeros is 1, or 1, 0, and 7, 0. So to find any other 2 points on the parabola, I could go to positive 7 and graph my y-intercept. That would be cool. But let's do this. Let's find another point for 2 and 6. So let's just go to 2 and 6. So we're going to plug in the number 2. x squared minus 8x plus 7. Let's plug in 2. 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 7. That's 4 minus 16. 4 minus 16 is negative 12 plus 7 equals to negative 5. So that is 2 comma negative 5. That's 1 point, 2 comma negative 5. So I'm going to go to 2 comma, that's 2 comma negative 5. I'm going to say 6 comma negative 5 only because I know parabolas are symmetric. Let's just plug in 6 to prove that it does work. X squared minus 8x plus 7. Let's plug in the number 6. 6 squared minus 8 times 6 plus 7. 36 minus 48 equals negative 12 plus 7 equals to negative 5. The math guys check. It's hard to do this in decimals, and there you go. You have your 2 points. Let's go ahead and answer the question. It says answer type. This is the tricky part in Delta Math. We have 1 point. We don't have 2 numbers because it didn't ask for the zeros. This time it asked for the vertex. So the vertex is 1 point, and that point is 4 comma negative 9. That's very important in Delta Math that you answer the question that it's asking and not assume. All right. And we are correct. And here's the table. If you need me to go over any additional problems, please contact me through my email or a group chat. Thank you guys, and I look forward to talking to you soon at 2.